It's August 4th, 2022. Um, I've been actually, whatever, in vocal. Yesterday was my birthday. Jackie called and I told her, reminded her about like Ben's birth and how I got hurt there. Same hospital, just came in to Lyndon Lou's house, took me there, hurt me again. Same type of people, but these people that are not Jewish were hiding inside of a Jewish healthcare system. Again, New York, they teach in their social studies passport that the European Jew is allowed, and there's other types that are, I don't know, it doesn't teach that. But so for Long Island Jewish, I expect it to be that European looking Jew, which it's not when I was there. Um, when I got hurt, no less, by the people they're employing and having work in a Jewish facility. It's on the label, so it's a little misleading. Then I went to Catholic healthcare system since that's an option. But again, it's very tricky with how they have these hiring practices in this local area and how it's carried out. And then there's the personal preference of I'm in a health crisis. Why would I want anyone that isn't part of the big five in combinations and heraldry and in genealogy that I can recognize to touch me in my health crisis? I wouldn't. So why are these hospitals hiring these problematic situations, especially when patients come in some kind of crisis or trauma, like ticking time bombs that don't know they have a problem, and then get to these facilities to find out that there's an even bigger problem going on in their local area? So that's my real world experience in the local New York City area and Long Island area with the healthcare facilities. Um, and so now I'm looking at this commercial, and it's a different healthcare system. It's called NYU Langone, and it has a purple motif on it, which, again, in the big wide world of things, I thought purple represented something very different, but it's getting really mixed messages and real problematic as well. But in this particular, they're wearing green scrubs, almost that Joker motif from Marvel Comics and the DC Divine Comedy people. They're wearing green scrubs, and their logo of their brand is NYU Langone in purple. So now I'm watching this, and it's it's definitely the non-Jewish, non-Catholic community talking about itself, promoting itself, and hiding under the label and color purple, and under this umbrella of New York Langone. So for symbols and signs, again, I'm struggling. I have kids that I need to bring up to speed since I've been left behind, and all of this new wave of problems has arrived. So it gets really tricky with how do these symbols get read, and how do I warn my children so they stay safe and they know where to direct not just their dollars and cents, but their time and their efforts in a manner that's clean, neat, and tidy, for God forbid they want to have children or they want to stay here in New York. They can do so at a more like intelligent level rather than just haphazardly, like being at effect of everything going on in the quick around the everyday. So this is what it looks like. So again, my problem is, though, if they're under this NYU Langone umbrella that now I know I will never go to. Um, my focus really is they changed the name of Long Island Jewish to Northwell Health rather than fixing the problem of the staffing issue. They just changed the name. And then I went into the Catholic health care system, and while it was better, it still had POS touching NEG, which is a real problem in biological hazards, and a biological person who's already been attacked on this soil in New York. So now it's like a real stressor.
You shouldn't have to leave your neighborhood to get the best quality care. So we completely changed healthcare for millions of people by moving into Sunset Park and becoming part of the community.
Okay, so now they've moved into this theoretical Sunset Park. Now I'm just curious because I swallowed the sun when I arrived in this part of the universe and the galaxy. So legend states, and so I'm here and I have. So now, I saw in Stranger Things Upside Down, one of the episodes, they had one of the kids in the rainbow room with a tattoo on his inner arm, on his inner forearm, said 005. And I'm like, wow, that's next gen. I was like, because again, is it Zoo 5, ZOO5, or is it 2005? I'm just for the an Odyssey. I already know. I mean, like, I could look like IQ 78. It all depends on who's reading the symbols. But it says sunset. Does that mean that this was like a planned forced takeover of the healthcare system and the laws and the fabric of civil obedience? Because it's really hard to tell, but I see problems everywhere and I don't see anybody working to rectify them. I think I see them actually trying to make things worse.
Bringing the only five-star hospital to the heart of Brooklyn.
And so now this hospital's in Brooklyn. I mean, are there guidelines for these things? I'm just curious. I mean, before I put on a song, I put it up on my Facebook page. Um, there's a band that went on record by the name of Train, Train, and it has a song calling all angels. Now, like with Archangel Michael and Gabriel and all the important angels, it seems a little odd that within my life frame they would actually put on X-rated primetime naked women calling them angels. But again, it's part of a greater existential problem with sellouts and then the people affected that really are cosmologically certain and here for a purpose and a reason. And again, not knowing whose blood's running through whose veins, it does cause a bit of an issue. At like, who do you trust at this point? Land trust? Nobody. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. It's Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxy is broken, and it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.